electric.
Hey Moses, it's showtime.
Alright, bet. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Finally back in studio. It's been a busy week. I've been doing a lot of shooting and filming, you know the deal. Behind the scenes, we're just working a lot behind the scenes, getting a lot of things done with the company. Today's a fun episode, you know what I mean? I got a lot of things I want to cover and get into. It's been a lot going on. I know you've been watching the news a lot with the actors strike. I definitely want to talk more about it. You know what I mean? It's crazy because, you know, we got two TV shows in production. So there's definitely a topic that we want to cover on the show, get more feedback on it, and see how can we best resolve this issue right now. You know what I mean? Because we want to get it resolved too. So we want to see, first I want to cover some of the different things that's going on with it and just get y'all feedback from it, see what should we do, you know what I mean? Alright, so when it comes to it, I've been reading some reports and stuff like that. It's saying, so it seems like the whole real thing with it is that, like, during COVID and things like that, a lot of, like, producers, even me myself, you know what I mean? I was one of those producers where it's like, we realized that we could save a lot of money if we do the castings like virtual, or even do like some of the shows where it's no guests at the shows, so it's just more like easier to maintain and do everything. And the whole thing with that is that a lot of producers, they realize, okay, it's a lot cheaper to do it that way. So even though COVID restrictions is over, a lot of cast directors and producers are still going about it that way, and a lot of actors are saying that they want to go back to the traditional way of how it used to be with going out to casting, so it's easier for them to meet connections, so they can actually get real face-to-face connection with the producers and the cast directors. And that's one of the big issues with that as well. I was checking out, it was also saying that the streams, I guess, like the different platforms, when it comes to streaming platforms, they don't want to share those numbers with the real world. And the real deal with that is that I know how it is too, where it's like they don't want to share those numbers and stuff like that. So it's like they have like a third party that they could have got access to, but they don't want to let us use the third party to get viewed as numbers. They're saying it's not showing the full on numbers. They're saying they got the full on numbers, but we can't get access to those numbers. So it's one of those things with that. So that's another one of the things that a lot of these people is on strike for right now too, is because they want to see, okay, how much is y'all making back? How much should we actually really getting paid for? And like I said, this time I'm definitely going to be talking more on today's show, you know what I mean? Because I know it's a lot of actors out there. I meet a lot of actors all the time. And the real deal with it, like, let me just talk more about what's everything going on with it, what they saying first. All right, so another big thing with it too is that, like, during the whole strike, SAG actors, you know, they can't work, they can't go to no castings, they can't promote any of these upcoming projects. Like I said, that's an issue for us as well, because we was literally reaching out to some SAG actors because we got a bunch of commercials coming up. We got 2 TV shows production, so we need actors on board. So it's like, with us, we're going to be talking about that more later on in the show. We definitely still got to move forward with us. And like I said, one thing, people say, oh, hey, what that mean for y'all? What that mean for us? That mean nothing for us, you know what I mean? Like, we still moving forward. Like, today's a fresh day. We seeing what could get done, what we need to do to get things done, to move things forward. So it's like, with us, it means nothing. We still moving forward. We still got people that want to work. So we out working, filming. I feel bad for people that is in that predicament, that, you know, they can't be out at castings without working. You gotta do what you gotta do, you know. If that's what you believe in, if you believe in it, then stand up for it. You know, I'm happy that people are standing up for what they believe in when it comes to that. I always be saying, you know, I love to see people speak up. And like I said, I'm gonna talk more about it. Let me see what else it's saying here. All right, so like I said, the strike is against the producers, and it's crazy because, like I said, I'm a producer myself, so it's like, it's crazy. Even I'm somebody, you know, I could see it from both angles, you know what I mean, when I'm speaking on this subject, because I know how it is when you're trying to be cost efficient and make sure that everything is getting done. At the same time, I know how it is when you upcoming artists trying to make sure that you getting the right pay for your what you're doing for your work, you know. And that's one thing I had made a joke about it on my Instagram and stuff like that. I was saying, you know, in 2023, if you want to get paid, you gotta be able to get the job done. And like I said, that's one thing I was talking about it before. I'm gonna be talking about more, but like I said, I'm gonna keep reading. But like I said, it's a lot going on right now in the world, and you gotta really tap in and really see what's going on and see what the bigger deal is really with it. Another big thing right now too with it is that, like, right now, I'm be real with you, like, this is the worst time to go on a strike. Like, I believe, I hope they get what they want and stuff like that. But the real deal is that movies haven't been booming. Like movies have been bombing the last couple movies. Like, a lot of big movies have been coming out that be thinking, oh, they're gonna be a big time hit, it's gonna bomb, it's gonna blow up at the box office. They've been bombing. Like the Flash been bombing. Everybody already know the deal with the Flash. I'm not somebody about to sit here be a movie critic. Like I watch YouTube videos of movie critics. I let them do that. That's their job. But like you already see what's going on with like movies like the Flash. I haven't seen Indiana Jones. I did like the Transformers movie. I thought that one was dope. The Spider-Man, I seen that one. That one was cool too. But it's like, and like I said, with that too, we're gonna be talking a lot more with that on the show too. Cause like I said, we have 2 TV shows in production ourselves. You feel me? And I see the way like Marvel, DC, the way they hitting it, and it's like you gotta really switch it up, and you gotta take chances, and you gotta be. That's the real deal with it. It's like a lot of these, and that's the thing about it. Why these actors are on strike, because they feel like the executives, the ones at the higher up, they getting paid millions of dollars to do these projects. And then they getting actors, they not paying the actors the right amount of money. They not even caring if the movie is a success or not, because they know at the end of the day, they could just write it off as a tax payoff, stuff like that. Like if it failed, it's a tax off, you know what I mean? And they get as money regardless. So it's like a lot of these actors is feeling like, okay, I'm putting my name on the line, and y'all coming out here with these crazy bullshit ideas. And it's a lot with that too. That's the next thing I want to get into, because the real deal with it is that like a lot of these jobs is being cut because of AI. Like the real deal with it is that even us with our company, we had tapped into AI and we realized the potential with it, and there's a lot of potential with it. And like the thing about that though, like I said, a lot of jobs is being cut because of the AI, especially when it comes to the filming. Like a lot of the thing about it is that it's crazy because a lot of these actors kind of got screwed over a little bit because they came out with this new technology where it's like, okay, they could scan your face. I don't even know the full logistics of it, but it's like they could scan your face and your body. It's like that, and they can have you in movies without you necessarily having to be there to be a part of anything for it. And the real deal with that is that what a lot of people probably didn't really understand was that, okay, now that they got your copy of you, they don't what they need you for, you know what I mean? They already got a copy of you, a digital copy of you, so they don't really need you no more, you know what I mean? And that's the biggest thing with it. Like a lot of people gotta really tap in and understand that, okay, AI is a great thing, it's gonna help out a lot, but at the same time, with everything, it's a sacrifice, you know what I mean? That's another thing I want to talk about on the show, but it's like that's a deeper topic for another day. But like with everything, it is a sacrifice, and a lot of people is going to take losses when it comes to AI. Like the AI is going to help out a lot of people. It's helping out us in major ways. Like we had tapped in with it, and you wouldn't believe the results we had gotten literally less than like an hour from working with AI and just having tapping in with it when it comes to the marketing side of things. But like I see when it comes to the filming side of things, these producers, man, they about this money, man. Like, and I'm a producer myself, but it's like, so it's like I said, I can see it from both angles, because it's like at the same time, trust me, I know how it is when you trying to be cost efficient and you trying to save money on the casting and things of that nature. But like, the real deal is that, like I said, we still building up ourselves. You feel me? And I learned a lot from these bigger companies, corporations, see how they going about doing this thing, see how can we better go about doing our business. But I always know that no matter how much you got, no matter how much money you got, it's always the cost. Is always cost that goes into stuff. I was talking about that on my last episode and stuff like that too. It's cost that goes into it. But these people, what they saying is that they got millions and millions of dollars right now, and it's like what they saying is that they feel like they're not getting paid right. And that's like I said, that's another thing that I want to talk more about on like later episodes on the show. You feel me? Because like I was saying before, you gotta really tap in and understand that, you know, AI is coming in. You know what I'm saying? It's not going nowhere. It's only getting bigger, and it's not only getting bigger, it's getting smarter. Like literally, it's getting bigger and smarter. So it's like the thing with that is that every day these big companies, they try to figure out ways of how can they get AI to do a job versus then getting an individual to do a job. And it's a lot with everything going on right now. But I was watching some articles, I was reading some news reports, and they were saying, like, you know, right now, and I'm just saving myself, like right now is the best time to pick up on a new skill and really see, okay, what else can I really do besides maybe acting or besides modeling. Like, the whole thing with that too, and I always say this too, it's like it's a whole entire ball game. You know what I mean? Like, when I say this whole ball game, there's so many positions out there. Like, you don't necessarily have to be the one who's the model. You don't have to be the one who's the actor. You could be the one who's the director. You could be the one who's the producer. You could be the one who's the casting director. You could be the one who's making 10 times more. Like, a lot of people, you gotta understand that at some point in your career, you gotta realize and say, okay, how can I take things to the next level? You feel me? Like, I understand the way things is turned, the way things is rolling. How can I even maybe make my own production? Like, how can I start making my own films, just doing my own thing? Like, if you're an actor, the very first thing you should be doing right now is probably literally making a freaking podcast. Like, and that's what's so crazy about it too. I'm be real with you, like, even my podcast right now, like, it's about 10 different people who I know who I was pushing to get on my podcast to even take my position, because I'm somebody, like, I be getting big opportunities. I be trying to get somebody else to take my job sometimes. I'll be real with you, like, but it's one of those things, like, I'm gonna be real with you, like, it's so many people that I personally know that could be doing a podcast who's really way more, who could talk way more easily than I can, like, who could communicate way better, who's probably way more funnier, who's probably way more like how you say, real when it comes to talking about stuff. Like, you see me, I'm a business person. Like, I'm here to do this because we got the company. They want us to really be talking to y'all. They want us to see our face and be hearing about updates with the company. So we have 2 podcasts in work. This is my podcast where I get a little more real stuff, but like our other podcast, it's a little more fun and playful. You know what I mean? That's with the fashion and stuff. But even without stuff, you feel me? Like I'm telling actors that you gotta understand that, okay, what else can I do? Like, if you're an actor, you should be doing a podcast. You should be out figuring, okay, let me do my own concepts. Let me do my own projects, my own skits. Like, build your own stuff up. Like, don't sit and wait for opportunities to come to you. Like, okay, it's a strike going on right now, and I feel bad because, like, okay, saying the real deal is that if you were a SAG actor and you work, you can't go out to no castings, you can't promote any upcoming projects. So it's like they kind of just gotta just sit. And the real thing with this, I was reading some other articles, they were saying that these big time producers, what they doing is that they see the reality, you feel me? Like, they really just trying to hold out until some of these people, they gotta just cave in, because the real deal with it is that the producers, they got money, and the whole thing is that movies, they haven't really been like booming like that. It would be different if like the movies was booming, where it's like the producers, and that's the thing what we were saying earlier. I was saying, like, okay, this is probably a bad time, worst time to do a strike right now, just being real with it, because like the movies haven't been booming. I could see if it was like people, but the movies been booming, it's mad movies coming out where it's like, yo, everybody hypes go to the movies, but like, nah, like people trying to go about building his own things and stuff like that. Like, I went to the movies myself. I go to the movies because I'm a producer. Like, I'm into the film and stuff, so I go to the movies. But I be watching reviews, and I know like the real numbers behind the scenes. Like, a lot of people haven't been going to the movies lately, and it's like it's a lot with it overall when it comes to, they calling it superhero fatigue. They calling it just there was another thing too, because the writers is on strike. That's another thing too, because the writers is also on strike. So they've been saying that a lot of these movies, the writing and it haven't been really good. And a lot of things with that too is, like I said, with tapping back with the AI, like the AI, a lot of the producers is getting AI to really be, you know what I mean, even coming to the point with doing some writing whole films out, because best believe AI is at that point right now, we could write out a whole movie, like it could write out a whole movie for you. So it's one of those things where it's like they really trying to tap in with it and trying to say, okay, how can we really be cost efficient as much as possible and cut costs, you know? And that's the biggest thing with it too. I was mentioning it on my last episode, like, you know, ESPN, they're making cuts, you know, Facebook making cuts, Amazon making cuts. Now you see this big thing with the whole movie things, you know what I mean, where it's like you got actors on strike, you got the writers on strike. It's a lot going on right now, you feel me? And you gotta really be in tune with everything and really be making sure that, okay, figure it out first and foremost. What can I do to kind of establish my own little platform or turf to kind of get things up and running, because like you don't want to sit back and rely on these things and kind of wait to see how it shake down. Like I said, with us, it don't mean nothing to us, you know what I mean? We still moving forward each and every day. Like we still got people who's excited to want to work with us, so it's like we still getting things done. Like I said, I feel bad for the SAG actors. I guess that means to that get cleared up. We can't have SAG actors on set with us, but you know, it's going to get cleared up. You know, it's definitely going to get cleared up sooner or later. So like I said, I'm gonna definitely keep y'all updated on it and what's going on with it. And like I said, we're gonna take a quick word from our sponsors. But like I said, I want to know feedback from y'all. Like I know probably have some SAG actors that are watching the show, watching the platform. Definitely give feedback on it. You know, let me know what you think it. Let me know if you feel like, you know, y'all conditions is if it's right. Cause like I said, I gotta actually read more into it and see, you know, what was those conditions. And I'm gonna talk more about that on next episode. I'm gonna do some more research on it and see what's really going on and do an update on it on the next one. But we're gonna take a quick word from our sponsors and we're gonna be back soon. All right, stay tuned. Hey, what's up, everybody? Back in studio. Alright, so today was a powerful day. You know, I was in church today. I had heard from some very powerful pastors who was really giving some good messages and good advice. One of them had gave a good message, and I really just want to talk a little bit more about it and stuff like that, because it's like it's so crazy. Like every day, I feel like, you know, it's always something that be trying to distract me and things of that nature. It's like what the pastor has said. I'm gonna really say it back. So I'm gonna try to say it the same way he said it. I don't know if I can carry the same effect, but like let me see. Here it is. It's okay. So distraction is the destruction of your dreams in slow motion. All right, and it's like he said it like way more enthusiastic. I'm gonna try to see if I can say it again the way he said it. Like distraction is the destruction of your dreams in slow motion. he said it way more enthusiastic. But nah, what's so crazy with that though is that, like, I'm gonna be real with you. It's one thing with that when I say what I really want to talk about a little bit more is that, like, you gotta be consistent with what you're doing. And is that, like, what the devil's doing is that he's coming, he's attacking your consistency. Like, he's understanding that, okay, you got it, you got everything you gotta do, you got what you need to do it. So it's like the only thing he could do to stop you is try to slow you down with distractions, do the paid distractions that's going to make you feel like, oh, I don't really feel like going to the studio later. Oh, I don't feel like going to that photo shoot. It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's always going to be something that's going to come in the morning or maybe even come at night where it's like, it's going to come to kind of disrupt you and distract you. And you got to understand too, like, distractions could come from everywhere. Like, it could come from people that you actually care about, come from people that you don't even know, who you feel like, okay, this person might care about me. It's one of those things with it too where it's like, it's crazy the way life is, you feel me? Like, sometimes people who's for you, you know what I'm saying, they'll make you think that they're against you, and the people that's against you, they'll think that it's for you, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta really tap in and really understand that a lot of times the people that's telling you the hard truths, they're the people that really care about you, you feel me? Like, it's the people that smile in your face, going along with whatever you say. These people that they don't really give a fuck if you fell or not, you know what I mean? Like, when things hit the fan, they're not gonna be there to help you pick up the pieces, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta really listen and tap in and really understand that it's a lot of distractions, and distraction is gonna come your way regardless, no matter how positive you is, no matter how good you is. Like, distraction is gonna come your way, you feel me? So it's like, live your life, live in your truth, be yourself, you feel me? But just understand that distractions gonna come your way regardless if you try and be the most humblest person, trying to be the most nicest person. So just understand that, like, just do what you gotta do and know that it's gonna come your way. Like, disruption always follows intention. So, like, if you're trying to do something positive, disruption's always gonna follow intention. So definitely understand that. You just gotta know that in your head. Just know, like, okay, whenever I'm trying to do something positive, something's going to come up and happen to kind of disrupt what I got going on right now. So you got to know that and just be ready for that. And when you go into it just ready and knowing that, okay, something's going to come up to try to mess with what I got going on, you kind of could just get past it because you kind of know that it's coming. It's almost like in a video game where it's like you play, you know, certain levels. You already know how that level's gonna play out. You know when the monster's gonna come out. You know how the enemy's gonna attack you. You already know how to go about winning. So you gotta understand that that's just the way it is. All right, so that's the word of the day, and just know that, like, just don't let distractions like slow you down. You feel me? Know that it's gonna come regardless of whatever you're trying to do. And like I said, the biggest thing overall, what it's coming for is your consistency. So overall, like, even if you're tired, just understand that you just gotta do it. Like, if you do it, you gotta realize, elevate you. Be consistent with it, and just know that, hey, disruption, it always follows intention. So be positive in what you're doing. And like I said, you heard what I said, so just know that, all right, distractions gonna come your way regardless. Just be positive and do what you gotta do. You feel me? All right, we're gonna talk about it more on the show. You feel me? Cover more things. If you got anything that you want to talk about on the show, definitely reach out. All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? Back in the studio. All right, so today's shout out is to Brick Media. All right, check them out. You could Google them, Brick Media. They based in Brooklyn. They big on filming and media. If you're trying to get into starting a podcast, if you're trying to get into editing, filming, they teach you everything from learning how to do in the field filming, learning how to set up a podcast, from everything to how to start it up to actually get it up and running. They teach you editing from software Premiere like Premiere and DaVinci. They have a whole bunch of classes. Like, those are just some of the major ones. Like, I know they have like the whole production studio course you could take, and they have, like, the biggest thing with those classes is that some of those classes, once you take it, you can actually take out some of the equipment. They have classes that you could take it, you can actually use the facility free of charge. Like, they have a podcast spot, you could use it free of charge once you pass this class. They have a whole bigger studio that you could use it, and they have a mini studio that you could use. So if you live in Brooklyn, New York, if you're a resident in Brooklyn, New York, definitely check them out. I know they have a media place like that, or boroughs, but like I said, I'm really cool with the Brooklyn one, so like I'm just giving shout out to Brooklyn today. Definitely check them out if you live in Brooklyn, because the weird thing about it is that you gotta go to the one. Like, it's like the way it's set up. It's like if whatever borough you live in, you gotta go to that one in that borough. Like, if you live in Manhattan, you can't come to the one. You can't sign up for the one in Brooklyn. If you live in Brooklyn, you can't sign up for the one in Manhattan. I went to a bunch of different ones. The one in Manhattan is really cool too. But shout out Brick Media. Definitely check them out. And like I said, I was talking about it earlier when it comes to the whole actor strike. Right now is a time to learn a new skill. Like, it's so many things that you could do besides being an actor, besides being a model. Like, you gotta look in the mirror and really figure out your truth. Figure out, okay, what am I really good at? Like, you have so much experience being on the runway, being on set with other producers. Like, you gotta really see, okay, you should have enough knowledge. But at this point, if you're really into acting, if you're really into modeling, you should have enough knowledge where it's like you could go out and do a photo shoot on your own and start doing some skits. Like, if you're an actor, you should be doing skits on your own. You should be doing little commercials on your own. You feel me? Like, always filming. Get a camera, start a little podcast. Like, whatever acting that you see yourself doing, whether it's comedy, whether it's drama, do a podcast, make it comedy, make it serious. You could, like, however you want to go about doing it, just put yourself out there. Same thing with the modeling. Like, if you're a model, take some classes, figure out, okay, what else can I do? Like, can I be a casting director? Can I be a show producer? Like, it's so many other things. Like, I see people on strike right now being mad at the producers. Half of these actors, they not really getting gigs as an actor to start with, and that's the real deal with it. It's like, I'm gonna be real about, like, I see some of these actors, I know some of these actors, like, some of these actors, they wasn't getting gigs to start with. It's like half these actors, they gotta understand that they not real actors, and what they should really do is figure out what is they really good at, and try to say, okay, do I need to take a course or a learning curve and figure out, okay, how can I get better at those particular skills? And if you truly want to be an actor, if you truly want to be a model, then you gotta, right now, if you're on strike, what you should be still doing is building yourself up, taking some classes, getting better at acting, getting better at modeling. Like, that's the thing about it. Like, so it's like, even if you want, because the real deal with it is that the actors that's really good at acting, they not losing no work. Like, they not losing no work or no sleep. Like, they might be on strike for a little bit just to support, but best believe there's agents that already line up gigs for them down the line. Once this thing pick back up, they're gonna be back on the working. Like, you gotta understand that and see that, okay, you're not seeing no big actors out there holding these flyers out and walking these back and forth. Like, you might see one or two. Like, shout out to Nanny, I see her only. I was going to give her a shout out too on my Instagram. But you gotta understand that you gotta if you is on strike, if you act on strike right now, take up a class, like learn, pick up some a book and see, like, okay, while we on strike, what can I learn in the meantime so that once this strike is over, I'm a 10 times better actor, I'm a 10 times better model. You understand? Like, that's how you gotta look at it. So, you know, I kind of got top. I was giving shout out to Brick Media, and that's the overall shout out Brick Media. But the big thing with it too is take these classes. Like, understand that right now we're in a time that you gotta take some classes. You gotta really broaden your skills and your reach. You know, like, if you want more money, you gotta have more streams of income. How you have more streams of income, you gotta have more knowledge. Like, the more things that you could do, the more, because like, it's all about having passive income. Like, and I'm gonna talk more about that on the show too. But if you're serious about making money, you gotta have passive income coming in. That means that you have money coming in while you're sleeping. You know, your company's up working while you're sleeping. You know, people's clicking on your website while you're sleeping. Like, that's what it's all about. So you gotta have passive income coming in, and you gotta build multiple streams of income. So like, even while if you're on strike right now, take a class, pick up a book, figure out, okay, if the acting thing is on strike, what else am I good at so that I could really still be making money, you know, and building up in the meantime. So it's like, do what you gotta do. Shout out Brick Media. Definitely check them out and see what classes they have that could offer you in your career, you know, more money, and it could take you to the next level. All right, so check them out and stay in tune. I gotta take another break from our sponsors. We're gonna be back soon. All right.